Greetings, readers and friends. Harvey Michaels here. I'm thrilled to welcome you to our adventure into Danshui President Plunge, Book 1, Evacuate or Pay. It was an electrifying story to write, and I can't wait to share some with you today. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Your support means the world to me. Thank you kindly. Okay, here we go. Chapter 1, Newsy Susie. Newsy Susie hung up the phone and checked off the box next to East Coast Morning Tide Surge on a post-it note list stuck on layers of post-its on her desk. Susie was blessed with an exceptional memory to go with a high IQ. She was so gifted, she never looked at notes she took during interviews, merely a prop to relax the interviewed person. She recalled the exact wording of conversations, the surroundings, even expressions and specific clothes worn. But Susie was challenged by time management and cursed with compulsive hatred of her rare mistakes, a side effect of emotional abuse heaped on by her father's oft-repeated complaint, "I get mad at the sight of you." So she layered post-it lists and had unceasing lists of lists she needed to make. At the top of every list posted around her reads, "Today, the best typhoon coverage ever," in Chinese and English. Timed checkoffs on the index card in her hand and on the sister list stuck to the back of her desk were all checked, except the ones by eat and stand and stretch. Susie could easily put off her own health. She was so compelled by the urgency of everything newsy. Her painful on-again, off-again ulcer attested to the power of her compulsions. She just telephoned to growl at contracted young photojournalists Mariana and Howard, making sure they were in place to be her eyes with their cameras. Her new assistant was on her way back with batteries Susie had her buy. The next entry is in capital letters, "Eat," and on cue, her stomach gurgles and clenches. Okay, she says out loud, reaching into the middle drawer of her desk without looking. She takes out a granola bar, tears open the wrapper, and takes a raisin-sized bite as she looks at nothing on the wall. Her teeth work like a team of swift gears, grinding each morsel into a paste between tiny bites. Lost in her worrisome thoughts, am I cheating? Am I going to jail? Susie finds she's taken the last bite. An empty wrapper in her hand brings her back from her reverie. She twists the wheeled chair around to face the trash can with a toy basketball backboard. As she drops the foil plastic wrapper through the hoop, she frowns to see so few granola bar wrappers inside. I should eat another one, Susie mouths obedient words a child would say to her mother when she knows she only wants her mother to leave her alone. She twists back to her desk, but lingers, distracted by the wastebasket backboard Ray gave her and their photos on the wall above it. 2 framed pictures of her with her ex-boyfriend are on her otherwise empty wall in her sparsely decorated apartment/office, 2 neighborhoods from the Bali side of the Danshui River. The twin photos are goofy close-ups of her and Ray, named for his Ray-Ban sunglasses, not his enlightened ideas. 2 selfies taken when they were high on the moment, strolling on the riverbank, cheek to cheek, one picture with their inside eyes both shut, and the other with their outside eyes shut. As a professional, she is appalled at the poor photographic quality and their ridiculously captured expressions, squeezing their eyes shut, not winking. She hates anew how she colored her then waist-length hair purple and yellow, and in typical self-effacement, she spends no time fixating on her alluring face many others admired. She unleashes her signature double face palm of shame, a slow-motion punching motion, first with one hand, then with the other, swooping past her cheeks, pretending each blow lands, including sound effects. Puyoo, chiu. Now her platinum blonde hair is 5 centimeters short, wavy permed more on top. It thrilled the hairstylist that her pretty reporter customer Susie asked the stylist to do what she thought would look best, rather than Susie's usual whims. The stylist gave her a half-price discount, and she took pictures of different ways Susie could alter the style with hair gel. Susie frowns, finding her fingers circling in her hair now. "Newsy, Susie! More like Spacey, Susie!" She says it out loud to no one, to blunt her sudden painful reminder of Ray Ray. Susie wipes her eyes and shakes her head to stop thinking about him. "Not today. I should throw those away," she says, looking at Ray Ray. "After this weekend." After she shows him what is what. Suzanne E. named herself Newsy Susie and forced herself daily to ignore the tabloid sound of it. She told everyone how the name pushed her to live up to it. Single-minded and compulsive, she told everyone just about everything she could before they inevitably stopped her gushes of prattle. "Excuse me," they would say to hurry and catch an MRT or a bus somewhere, or to refill their party drink, go to the bathroom, make a phone call, or just turn away. Susie nursed those jabs she felt with a self-esteem Band-Aid. "I'll show everyone someday." She told herself she never really minded their grimaced expressions before walking away, or the black looks pointed her way when they chatted among themselves. Susie was certain she was potentially the perfect reporter, smart, focused, and dedicated. She could pursue stories until wearied sources coughed up answers. Susie never tired, never redlined, she never broke down. Susie was limitless, or so she told herself. Her mysterious typhoon insider voice thought so too. Thinking of him gives rise to excitement as well as unanswered questions, remembering his introductory phone call. "Suzanne E., listen to me. I found you. I chose you. You are the perfect reporter. I'm going to make you Taiwan's most famous journalist if you do what I tell you." With no hesitation, she started machine-gunning questions back at him, and he stopped her in her tracks. "Stop talking. It's a sick thing with you. You must grow out of this jidikulu yakety-yakking like a chattering parakeet. You will be great if you change this. Do you understand?" "I think so, but it's just how I am." "No, stop talking. It's just an unpleasant habit, like your bad eating routine." "How do you know so much about me?" "I found you. I studied you. I chose you. But you must change. Stop blabbering all the time and start speaking only to yourself and in your writing. Cut off your ugly hair to say to yourself, 'I am finished with the over-talking me. It's time for the great Newsy Susie.' Say it every hour until you believe it." "Are you finished? I'm busy here." She was irritated now. Who did he think he was? "I'll prove it to you. In the next few days, be ready for some breaking news stories. They are tests, Suzanne E. Don't let me down. I want you ready for the biggest one that will put you on the map." He hung up as abruptly as he called. Much about this mystery man with his confident baritone voice piqued her interest. The next morning, a large envelope leaned on her apartment door. Inside was a phone charger and wire attached to a prepaid cell phone with a note rubber banded on. "Only use this phone to receive calls from me." Also, there were 4 $1,000 bills, paper clipped together with a note, "From a secret admirer, for your new short platinum blonde hair." Blonde, yeah, right. She shook her head and murmured from behind a wide, toothy smile. She checked the phone's contact list. No names or numbers were saved. True to his word, a real scoop came 2 days later. Late at night, nearly midnight, the call came. Number blocked. She answered warily. "Did you use this phone before this?" He sounded overly serious. "No, I forgot I had it until this moment," she answered, unable to hide the cynicism she felt at all the sneaking around. "Never," he growled intensely, "use this phone to call anyone." The last word he nearly shouted. "Take it easy. I get it. Okay. After we are finished with all our business, you must destroy this phone and tell no one about it," he urged dramatically. "We will talk 5 more times at the most." Why only 5 times? Susie wanted to know more, and she wanted him to stay on the line. "Stop talking. Listen, you need to hurry. This is your first scoop to show you I am legitimate." He told her the details and unceremoniously hung up. A big-name movie actor was arrested for sexual assault on a nightclub hostess, and he was subsequently beaten badly by a girl bouncer in a club. The famous actor's press agent and public relations people kept the police radio mute, and officers at the precinct denied any details of what happened at the Rock Lobster nightclub. Susie broke the story of the actor in the hospital and grabbed some newsworthy frames off 5 seconds of her HD video camera, one side of his face colorfully swollen, getting the inside of his mouth stitched up. Susie blogged her report before selling it to news stations, explaining in text and video that she flashed her prettiest smile and waved, and he looked right at her. There was no mistaking his identity. Money must have exchanged hands. The criminal charges were dropped, and they did not identify the Lehigh Studley female bouncer. But Susie felt the giddiness and satisfaction of bringing something withheld from public scrutiny to the light and being in the spotlight herself for a short while. 2 days later, the small cell phone rang for the second time. The same mystery man told her to watch outside the Banqiao No. 3 MRT exit at 10 minutes after 10 that very night. He told Susie to film secretly and silently. He insisted the view must be dark. Her report is the news story, and her report would likely make the TV news. But this time, she must not identify the people she sees. He repeated the demand several times that no identification could come from her story until she was annoyed and snapped at him. "Okay, I got it. No clear shots." She had to think of a way to blur the view. He did not tell her what the story was, but he suggested she could make it better with 2 camera angles she could later edit. Right on time, 2 average-sized men swaggered up to 2 larger men at 10 after 10. Words were spoken, and the 2 smaller men beat the bigger 2 quickly and savagely, breaking bones and leaving them unconscious in the street. Susie used her smudge-lensed Sony SDR camera and her occasional part-time intern, since then let go, recorded with a 3-year-old smartphone, staying back out of sight. They filmed the beating and the ambulance arriving and leaving. Then she pulled out a microphone, cleaned the lens on her camera for her intern to hold, and began interviewing bystanders and police. She only identified herself as Newsy Susie after the ambulance left. Susie looked good, too, in tight clothes and her new short platinum blonde haircut. She said she was there to interview someone who never showed up, maybe scared off by the ferocious fight. She edited everything into 2 30-second reports and offered them both to various news stations on various channels. With help from her agent, her report was picked up and used about 20 times that night and the next morning, earning her some much-needed cash. The voice called her the next day. "You did a good job with the last one." He spoke with a different, complimentary, and musical tone. "Thank you. I appreciate the scoops. But what are we doing here? I want—" His blunt voice returned. "Stop talking. You are a reporter. Listen. Stop talking." "All right, I'm listening," she grumped. "Your hair is much better. But you dress like a whore. You would look beautiful in anything, Suzanne-y, even sweatpants and a sweater. Don't express doubt in your looks. Everyone knows you are the prettiest of all the reporters." He stopped to let the compliment sink in. "Now stop showing too much skin. Your skirts are too short. Your necklines are too low. A little show is good, but you show too much. What? Are you my father now?" He hung up. She couldn't believe it. Shock gave way to panic. 5 long minutes passed before he called back. "I'm sorry, Stop talking, and never apologize, Suzanne-y. No more apologies, a waste of words. You are the great Newsy Susie, but I will leave if you do not show me respect." Okay, what now?" It surprised her how much relief she felt and how she was warming up to this guy. She hoped they would meet and talk more soon. "You should raise your prices per coverage. Double them," he said matter-of-factly. "No one will pay," she complained, almost whining. "You are wrong, my new star. They will soon call you for stories, Suzanne. You will be the biggest name in news soon." He took a breath and sounded like he was pointing a finger at her. "But you must be ready. Do what I say, how I say, to whom I say. When the big time comes, you will be on your own and you will shine." "How can you be sure?" She shook with goosebumps as she spoke. "Because I found you. I chose you. You never give up, and you never slow down when the battle rages hot." Susie imagined him standing to say this. "No, I mean, how can you be sure what's coming?" "In less than 3 weeks, you will see. You will report it. Only you, only Newsy Susie." Her agent objected when she announced her double fee rate. "Susie, you had some remarkable stories last week, but no one will touch your work if you price yourself out of the market." "I am pricing myself in with more famous reporters. They have experience. Their names and faces are known. This is a mistake, young lady. Just do it." Then Susie hung up and swallowed her doubt and despair with a slow-motion double face palm punch. Pwoosh! Choosh! That's it for today. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the reading this time. Please leave a comment if you did. What did you think? Remember, sharing is caring, so please do tell a friend who would like to join us here. If you are enjoying the journey, I'd be so grateful if you would be a supporter and pick up a copy of Danshui President Plunge on Amazon and leave a review. Until next time, Take care. I look forward to seeing you here again. See you then.